proud of this football team that we have. You know, when you play in championship games, your mistakes have got to be minimal. Unfortunately, we had some mistakes tonight that we haven't traditionally made throughout the course of the season. Maybe that had a lot to do with Rustin, I don't know. But, you know, there were some things that took place during that game that you know, backed us up into some situations that were difficult to come out of. You know, as far as the entire flow of the game for us, I thought that, you know, we didn't do a great job of having flowing football, you know, with offense and defense and special teams. I felt like it was very choppy. It never felt like we got in a really strong rhythm with what we were trying to do. I thought our defense played really, really well and held up against an offensive line that has done some great things for us in this year, and I'm very proud of those guys for the way they played on that side of the ball.
Questions? In the front.
Coach, you talked about the play of the defensive line. I thought that, you know, everybody knows that that's what Rustin wants to do. What were you able to do, especially to limit the two tailbacks tonight?
We have stats on that. We know how many yards rushing they had. Anybody?
Quarterback at 134.
Gotcha. I think what knowing going into the game that we were much smaller up front than they are, and our box is much smaller than what they were going to bring to the table. I think we did a lot of stunning. I think we did a lot of blitzing, run blitz type stuff, just trying to make sure that our run fits were sound in our gaps and just having a lot of gap integrity with what we were trying to do. But you got to credit Rustin too. I mean, nobody thought they were going to come out and sling the ball around on us the way that they did, right? If you had told me that coming into this thing, that hey, Rustin's going to have to try to beat you throwing the ball, I would have felt pretty good about it, right? So kudos to their coaching staff. I thought they did a great job with it.
Question.
So let's talk about the defense. Rustin made some pretty good plays, but the defense seemed to hold up, you know, when it was needed. So let's talk about the defense.
Well, I think that Coach Zito is our first-year defensive coordinator for us this year. We switched to a 3-4. We've been running 4-2-5 for a really, really long time, and we switched to a 3-4 just because of the speed on our defense rather than size. And because of that, we've got to try to do some different things to get pressure, and we've also got to try to do some things to make sure that every gap is taken care of. And that was really the major deal tonight as far as our defense was concerned.
Coach Brewerton, to you team, first of all, congratulations on the season and accomplishment in getting there. My question to you is twofold, pretty much. Last week, you guys exerted a lot to come back against Georgetown, you know, with the game being moved to the next day, and then tonight playing a physical team like Rustin. Do you feel like that had an effect later in the game tonight?
No, I don't think it had any effect at all, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, if you got to figure out self-motivation or you need outside motivation to get ready for a state finals game, you're in trouble anyway, right? No, I think our kids were certainly ready to go. We were healthy. There's no excuses across the board as far as any of that's concerned. I think there was just some mistakes, some big mistakes that were made tonight. That makes it really, really difficult to win a championship game.
Question.
This is a question for Trey'Dez. Trey'Dez, this is your first time being in this environment compared to the rest of your teammates who've already played in this environment. What was it like playing in the dome? What was it like playing in the dome in that experience?
I was nervous at first, like walking in. I never experiencing this. My teammates have experienced it, like a couple of seniors, but like it was just a lot of nervousness at first. But once I was catching balls, I got it.
Question.
Coach, so last year y'all had a lot of talent that went to Division I level, and there were a lot of question marks this year. We have to say about a guy like Hudson stepping up at the quarterback position, having a guy like Trey'Dez come, having the impact he had this year, and just having those guys this year and returning back to the Superdome, considering all the talent you all lost.
Right, right. You know, I've been saying this all year. I think this is a special kind of football team that we have right now that's done a great job of playing together and really enjoying playing together. Right? I mean, in this day and age, when it's so much me, and instant gratification, and you know, how many likes can you get, and all these kinds of things, to watch our guys continue to bond together as this season has gone on. I mean, I got to be honest with you. If you asked me the question in the middle of June, hey, is this a Superdome ready football team? Hell no, it wasn't, right? But watching them progress weekly, watching them go through the schedule and do the things that they had to do, learn about each other, and really be happy for one another as each other was making plays throughout the course this year, it was a lot of fun to be a part of. It really was.
Question.
Coach, I know you preach physicality,
Right.
and I know they pride themselves on being a physical football team. Do you think that was the difference in the game, that maybe they out more physical than you guys were?
That's a good question. I think their defense, I mean, when you watch them play, you watch them on film, I think that they bring some things to the table with that box. That yes, they're certainly very physical up front. The two linebackers are outstanding. But I don't feel like we got bullied and pushed around out there. I really don't. I thought our forcing them into throwing the ball the majority of the night. I mean, I can't ask any more of our front six on defense. You know, I mean, I was very proud of those guys to do that. And then pass protection, I don't know what the stats look like, but I thought our pass pro was not bad up front. And as the game went on, sort of be able to run the football a little bit, and that's what we were hoping that we could do to kind of open some things up. I just think when you get behind like that, you're constantly trying to play catch up. If you've got an advantageous drive and you don't come away with points at the end of it, it causes problems, and I think that was the main thing tonight.
Question.
Trey, how has the adjustment been coming to a new team, to a new system?
It's been tough, but like I said, the season came along, I got better.
Players speak a little bit more. Please. Question. In front of you.
Hey, Coach, this is a question for you. A theme of the second half was the deep pass rushing. What made it so difficult for you guys to stop that deep pass?
Well, I think when you put as much emphasis on stopping the run as we have all week long in our preparation, you start getting eyes looking in the backfield, and next thing you know, you get hit over the top. We got beat on a really deep ball in the second half. I saw the outside linebacker safety, Stetson, I saw him fall down. And when that happened, they became, they were open deep and hit it. That was a big play, right? A really big play. But again, it's one of those things, you pick your poison with a group like that from Ruston, right? What do they want to do? They want to run the football, right? And so we had to do everything we could, try to stop that run, and sometimes you're going to get beat on some pass plays because of it.
Question.
Coach, down 24-17, was there any thought to kicking the field goal in that situation maybe and getting the ball back and taking the lead?
Yeah, we talked about it. But 50-50 balls with my man over here, I'm gonna take that chance every time, right? And that one didn't work out for us, but there's been a bunch of them that has, right? And I had to go with the percentages on that.
Last one.
Final question, Coach.
Last one. You talked about wanting to slow down the run game, and I guess my question is, was Brantley able to do more than maybe you expected him to be able to do tonight?
He's pretty talented guy. Yeah, I mean, I think that as the game wore on, when we continued to have the success that we were having, slowing the running backs down, that you know, you start having a little bit of misdirection in there every now and then, and he was able to you know, have some stuff that opened up for him and move the chains. You know, on the last touchdown, at that point, it's 4th down, and you're just selling out, trying to stop the run, right? And you know, we take a bad angle off the backside edge, and they house it. You know, I mean, like that's at that point, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, they've got a bunch of different weapons that can hurt you in a bunch of different ways. But certainly proud of the way that our guys competed tonight, no doubt.
Coach, I'm gonna let your 2 players make comments and then you'll have the final comment. Players, tell us how you feel about the man you call coach.
And Coach Brewerton is a great guy. Like, he not only teaches about football, like it's life lessons. Like every time he speaks, it's life lessons. Like I look at Coach Brewerton like he's like another father figure to me. Like he took me in as I came in as a newcomer. My teammates took me in, and I'm one of their brothers. And that's a record.
I think he's a great coach. We trust him with everything we have in us. I think when he says something, we take it to deep consideration, and you know, he's a great guy. So we all respect him so much.
Coach, you have the final word.
Thank you guys, first of all. I love you and I'm proud of you. This program that we were able to take over 10 years ago, you know, we talked about some things that were part of the blueprint early on and what we were trying to build in Zachary, Louisiana. Obviously, there's been some really successful times. There's been some setbacks. I mean, tonight, lose a game, you certainly don't want to lose that game. But watching the way that our guys continue to prepare for this, watching the way that our community backs us and continues to do that week in and week out, it's a special place to be a part of. It's a special program to be the leader of, and I'm certainly very, very thankful for the opportunity to continue to lead this program. You know, as far as this way this season ends tonight, I think that there's something to look at from a standpoint of, you know, it was the first time coming in that we did not have an established quarterback. You know, we graduated and signed 10 guys off of last year's team. So how is this team going to react? Those questions were coming since January. Where is this team going, and where we're going to be as a program? Certainly our program is on very, very solid footing right now, and I couldn't be more proud to be the leader of it. Thank you all very
Coach, we
much.
appreciate you.